Jai Sri Krishna. In this session, we will continue our study of Bhagavad Gita by reciting verses 9 to 16 from chapter 3. Building upon our previous discussion, where Lord Krishna begins to explain Karma Yoga and why it is best suited for Arjuna. Let's take note that we are all in the same situation as Arjuna is. So these teachings are as important for us as it is for Arjuna. So let's first recite the verses and then we will look into the meaning and significance of these. Om Sri Bhagwan Vach Yagyarthat Karmanun Lokoyam Karma Bandhana Tadartham Karma Kaunteya Mukti Sangah Samachara सहयज्ञाः प्रजाः सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रश्विष्यध्वम् एष वोतिष्ठ कामधुक् देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परम् अवाप्स्यथ इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तान् प्रदाय्येभ्यो यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव शः यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापा ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, perform all actions in the spirit of yajna. We will study more about yajna in chapter 4, where it is described what does it mean for those pursuing different paths of spirituality. Here, we will understand the meaning of yajna in the context of karma yoga. So yajna, to understand it in simple terms, let's take note of this. So yajna is prayer through performance of duty in the spirit of devotion and selflessness. Let's write it. So yajna is prayer. Yajna is prayer through performance of duty in the spirit of devotion and selflessness. Yajna is prayer through performance of duty in the spirit of devotion and selflessness. This is very important definition, and this is in the context of Karma Yoga. We will see what does yajna mean, for those following the path of Buddhi Yoga in detail in chapter 4. But here, Karma Yoga, in the context of Karma Yoga, yajna is prayer through performance of duty in the spirit of devotion and selflessness. Actions performed without the spirit of renunciation and selflessness bind one to the cycle of birth and death. That is cause and effect. Lord Krishna says, therefore, O Arjuna, perform your duties for the sake of yajna, remaining free from attachment. Perform your duty for the sake of yajna, remaining free from attachment. Very important. Yagyarthat karmanun yatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Lord Krishna again tells, at the time of creation, the Lord brought forth mankind and demigods along with the principles of yajna. Through the performance of yajna, humans sustain themselves and the universe. Yajna is meant to please the demigods and goddesses. Demigods and demigoddesses are symbolic representation of natural entity and natural forces, such as Prithvi Mata representing Mother Earth, Surya Dev representing Sun, Pavan Dev representing wind, and power of wind. Varun Dev, water god. Indradev, rain god. So these forces maintain balance in nature. Performing yajna for the benefit of these demigods symbolizes living in harmony with nature. When this balance is disturbed by selfish actions, it leads to detrimental consequences for humanity. And that's what we are witnessing today. Our greed and indifference to nature caused immense imbalance in nature to the extent that our existence tomorrow is threatened. And some people are thinking of migrating to the Mars, destroy this Earth, and then migrate to Mars. So this has created so much of imbalance that we ourselves are thinking that this Earth will become unlivable in near future. So it's very clearly said, Gita, why it is happening. And we are responsible for creating the imbalance. So Adhyatma is very much needed to save ourselves as well as the environment that we live in. So it's a need of our. Everyone has to be Adhyatmic if we want to save this world. Lord Krishna further says, when the demigods are nourished through proper actions, that is yajna, they reciprocate by providing essential resources. Consumption of these essential resources without offering it back to them through yajna is an act of stealing. So what does it mean? Means it is our obligation to show gratitude and give back to nature, which is symbolized by demigods and demigoddesses that we talked about. For example, planting trees is a way of giving back to nature, conserving water, land. All these are acts of yajna, which means giving back to the nature. In doing so, we cleanse our sin. In doing so, by giving it back, showing obligation to what we get from the nature, from the demigods, we cleanse our sin. Conversely, selfish actions that disregards nature lead to great sin. And we will have to suffer because of this. Lord Krishna further says, अन्नाद भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यादन्न संभवः यज्ञाद भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षर समुद्भवं तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम् एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रं नानुवर्तयति ह्यः अघायुरिन्द्रिये रामो मोहं पार्थ स जीवति. Lord Krishna further explains the natural cycle of exchange between humans and demigods, that is nature. Right actions, when performed in the spirit of yajna, ensures the natural order. So action results into yajna, which leads to rain. Leading to rain symbolizes the balance of nature. So when there is natural balance, rain will be on time. The change of season will be on time. And this is very much required for what? Production of grain. When Gita was written, it was agrarian economy, and grains had great value in the society, in the civilization. So Lord Krishna says, action results in yajna, which leads to rain, and rain produces grain, and grain sustains all living beings. So this cycle reflects the interconnectedness of life. But what constitute right actions? Lord Krishna reveals that right action is described in the Vedas. And the Vedas originated from the Supreme Lord. Thus, action in alignment with divine principles of Vedas are yajna. Actions in alignment with divine principle of the Vedas are yajna, through which the Supreme is manifested. So one who fails to understand this cycle, the cycle of performance of duty to sustenance of life, and lives only for sensual gratification, lives in sin. We will continue our exploration of Karma Yoga in upcoming sessions. Keep watching. Thank you.